In this video, we are changing the transmission fluid on this 2013 Toyota Sienna. I will walk you through the full process, joining, refilling, and setting the correct level using a scanner. I'm a big fan of XTool scanners, and I have received this new product from them, and I'm going to give this a test for this fluid change. At 150,000 miles, there is a slight risk in replacing the transmission fluid. I talked to my friend about the risk, and they decided to proceed with the fluid replacement. We are only going to replace it with the drain and fill and see how it goes from there. So let's get started. Raise the vehicle on level ground on 4 jack stands and make sure the entire vehicle is level before you set the fluid level. Let's remove the front driver's side wheel to access the transmission filler hole. 21 millimeters for a Toyota. This nut has been damaged. Place the wheel under the vehicle for additional protection. Now it's easy to access the transmission filler cap. These are 10 millimeter. Take them off. And you do not have to remove the clip here. You can just turn it. The filler cap is right here. On a Toyota, this is always 24 millimeter. And I add a long extension just for leverage, because here I will be able to attach a ratchet or breaker bar to easily turn it. Okay, make sure it's fully engaged. Give it a turn. I think it's loose, yes. And the filler cap. And we are going to replace the gasket for better seal. So make sure you replace the gasket each time you service the transmission fluid. For now, I'm going to put the cap back. I just wanted to make sure you can remove it before you join the fluid. Okay, so put it back. No need to tighten it, just leave it there. And we're going to join the fluid first. Okay. Before joining the fluid, put the catch pan under the drain plug so you can catch the fluid. Just for a little bit of orientation, the front passenger side wheel, and this is on the driver's side, and that's the front. As I said, if your vehicle is a high mileage vehicle, like over 120,000 miles, and the transmission has never been serviced, it's a bit risky. And so if you want to determine whether it's a good idea to replace it, you may want to take a small fluid sample. Make sure you start the engine, let the fluid circulate, and then while it's circulating, drain a little bit, a small sample, and then send to, for example, the Blackstone laboratories. No affiliation, but this is one of the services that I use for my oil analysis. If the fluid is gritty, lots of metal, particles, friction materials in it, it's very risky if you change the fluid at this moment. But if not, you may be fine. So it all depends on the condition of your vehicle and the fluid. You should proceed with caution. Number 6 hex or Allen key. Take off the drain plug. Now this is only the overflow fluid. This is not going to be all the fluid. There's going to be a tube inside that we need to remove. Okay, so we are going to let this drain and then come back to remove the tube to drain all the fluid. Okay, it's now done draining from the overflow tube. We can now remove the tube. We're using the same number 6 hex, but I add a little bit of extension, so it gives my finger more leverage to remove it. And this is very light. It's just a tube, a plastic tube. And it's going to be messy. While I'm turning counterclockwise, I also try to push up so that I can seal the fluid from dropping or draining. Okay, so and then once it's done, I'm going to just quickly remove the tube for everything to come down. The fluid actually looks great. It's actually quite red. Maybe it has been serviced. Let's see. I think it's about ready, so let's go. Yes. Cool. Based on what I see in the fluid, yeah, it looks dark, but there's lots of redness in the fluid. So at this moment, I'm not concerned at all. And there's nothing, no metal in the fluid. The previous owner may have replaced the fluid without putting the record in Carfax, because every time I DIY my own service, I also put a record in Carfax so that future owners, or when I sell the car, people will know that those services have been done. So I will let it join. Replace the gasket for the drain plug. This is the part number. The gasket is very thick. The crush washer, the torque for this one is 36 pound-feet of torque, which is a lot. But with this crush washer, the chance of stripping the threads, it's very unlikely. Replace the crush washer, part number. Now it's done joining. I'm going to put this overflow tube back. Just thread it on. Use your finger. As soon as it stops, it's there. No need to tighten it because you are going to put the drain plug here. And now we are going to put this plug back. So this is the drain plug. And because we still need to set the level, for now you don't even need to tighten it. Just make it hand tight. Do not torque it, tighten to spec yet, because we are going to remove this drain plug to set the correct level when it reaches the correct temperature. And only after that, we are going to tighten this down to spec, which is, according to the book, is 34 or 36 pound-feet of torque. For now, just slightly tighten it. As long as the fluid is not going to come out, you are good. The official recommendation from Toyota for this transmission and almost all automatic transmission in the Toyota land today is ATF WS. Now, there's no aftermarket fluid that is compatible with this one. Maybe they are better, maybe they are worse, but nothing is the same as WS. Now, this is the only fluid on the market. You see ATF 0WS. This is the same fluid as Toyota WS. And you are safe to use ASEN fluid. This is my trusty fluid pump. Very handy. I'll remove the plug. I took out about 2 quarts, less than 2 quarts of fluid. I think I'm going to put in 2 quarts and set a level. Two quarts of fluid. Now I'm going to just put the cap back. This is about 1 quart. This is about half quart. So it's 1.5 quart of oil. And I put in 2, so that should be enough if this fluid level is correct. Also, this fluid is still very much liquid. I don't think there's even any metal shaving that I can feel. This is very good. I'm sure this has been serviced. Before we get into measuring ATF temperature, I want to quickly introduce a new tool I have been testing. XTool's A30M Bluetooth interface with the AnyScan app. XTool A30M looks like the same interface on XTool D7 that I'm familiar with, which is great. Plug in the scanner.
Here on Professor's Garage, I'm always looking for ways to get the job done budget-friendly with capable but affordable tools. The XTool A30M fits that perfectly. It's about $130, and XTool has given viewers of this channel a 10% discount. I'll put the product link and code in the video description below. The AnyScan app for A30M works on both iOS and Android. And even on a cheap $80 tablet like this, it delivers bi-directional controls, 26 reset functions like ABS bleed, EPB reset, and various adaptations. And excellent live data with smooth graphing. Best part, no subscriptions, lifetime updates, and it's small enough to carry anywhere. When I first tried using it for the job, I hit two snags. First, Bluetooth automatically paired my headphones instead of the A30M. Once I manually selected A30M in the app, it worked perfectly. I have already sent that feedback to XTool. They are working on making it auto-recognize the unit. The second hiccup was during ABS air bleed on a Lexus. It lost communication and couldn't finish the job. I reported it and XTool pushed out a Toyota software update the very next day. After that, it worked flawlessly. That kind of responsiveness is impressive. For the Sienna ATF replacement in this video, I ended up using my trusty X27, my go-to for years. It's a great scanner, but at around $400, it's not as affordable and portable as the A30M. The good news is the ATF temperature monitoring we will be doing here can be done on the A30M just as easily with nearly the same interface and the bonus of mobility. I even tested it on my Lexus and Honda from a good distance away, and it performed perfectly. Alright, let's jump into measuring ATF temperature to set the fluid level.
Okay, I start the engine and connect my trusty X27, and we are going to scan, automatic scan, Toyota, system selection, transmission. For the transmission control, we are going to read live data, transmission fluid temperature, oil temperature. Okay, that's it.
If the ATF temperature is still too low, put your foot firmly on the brake and shift through the gears.
Temperature has already reached what we desire, so I'm going to go under the vehicle and unplug the drain plug. Keep the engine running, keep the transmission circulating, and we are going to go under the vehicle to drain the fluid until it trickles. Okay, the transmission fluid temperature has already reached 106. With the engine running, we are going to take off the drain plug. We are going to drain the actual fluid until it trickles. Nice trickling. So let's put this back on and tighten this to 34 pound-feet of torque. So right now it looks like the fluid temperature is about 109, 110 Fahrenheit. This is within the range. Remember, it's between 104 and 113 Fahrenheit for this vehicle. As long as your temperature is within this range, you are good and you can set the fluid level. So we are all good. Now replace the gasket, the washer for the filler cap. It's okay now to shut off the engine, and we're going to torque it to 36 pound-feet of torque. Now tighten this 24 millimeter to 36 pound-feet of torque. Great. Okay, put the cover back. Nice. Transmission fluid done right. This one simple service helps protect your clutches and keeps your ride shifting smooth. If Professor can do it, you can do it. Until next time, may the Lord bless you and give you peace. 平安。